This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk. Like, honestly, let's talk about something we could all use more of: sex. Great sex. Now you can increase your performance and that extra confidence in bed. Listen up, BlueChew.com. That's blue, like the color blue. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. You can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. And since they're chewable, they work up to twice as fast as a pill. So you can be ready whenever an opportunity arises, which hopefully is often for you. Blue Chew is made in the USA. It's prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor or wait in line. It's even cheaper than a pharmacy, and they prepare and ship it right to you in a discreet package. No awkwardness. Nobody in your business. And you don't need to leave the house. All right, right now we got a special deal for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code GEEK. That's GEEK. Just pay $5 for shipping. Again, that's BLUE Chew.com. Promo code is GEEK. Try it for free. Blue Chew is better, cheaper, faster choice, and we thank them for sponsoring this podcast. And remember, when you support our sponsors, you help make this podcast possible. So please be sure to use our promo code GEEK, Geek, at BlueChew.com. You won't regret it. Welcome to an all-new episode of Star Wars Saturday. I am joined by my amazing Council of Jedi. First up, AJ. What's going on, AJ?
What's up? I'm ready for this top 10 list. Got a little distracted while I was working on it. Bunch of Jackie Chan videos, but I'm ready.
We're
I'm
going to
ready.
do our best to not call it top 10, even though we are making a list of 10. We don't want Tia to sue us, AJ.
You can't sue us.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell.
Absolutely. Sorry. Before I get into what the topics are, also, Dakota, what's going on, man?
Oh, hello. Yes, I was. I got sucked into a time loop. I went to a Hobby Lobby and they had like this hydraulic powered arm, like a kid's kit for like $12.50. I'm like, fuck yeah! So I got that shit, and I just put it together. Like I just finished a little while ago, and it is so satisfying. And you'd want to know the single unitary purpose that this pneumatic hand has for me.
Yeah, no, this is my third podcast so far today, with the possibility of there being a fourth later on tonight. So
it's gonna pass me in my blunts. That's what it's gonna do. Came up with a name for it and everything. So, yes, that took quite a bit of my time. But I've been in a very Star Warsy mood lately. I've been reading a lot of Legends stuff, and like I really want to get into that because that stuff is just great.
It's a future episode where we just dive into Legends. I do want to talk Legends too. It was hard.
But while I'm on the subject, does that count for the criteria of these top tens, or is it just strictly the movies?
Nope.
Strictly the movies. Strictly.
Okay.
I figured it'd be harder if it was just strictly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't got your top 10 now, huh, Dakota?
Oh no, I still do. Don't worry, I've got some gems in there for you. But
no. So we'll do a Legends specific one down the road. We'll open it up. Like we'll do a Star Wars, the Clone Wars moment, stuff like that. So we'll open it up. I just thought it'd be harder if we stick to just the movies. But all right, yeah. So pretty much today's episode of Star Wars Saturday, we're going to be debating the top 10 best moments from all of the Star Wars movies. Now, this is a question that someone's going to ask, so I'll ask you guys. I probably should ask before we started this. They're going to say that Star Wars: The Clone Wars was a movie. Does that movie count?
Yeah, it is a movie.
I guess. Okay.
I mean, if someone, I could see it now, someone going, you left out Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And then I would say, it was a movie. It was a movie. It was a movie. So Star Wars: The Clone Wars is canon into this conversation. Also, we could add that in for villains also, in case we want to do Dooku.
Okay.
So it's thrown into there also. All right, so obviously, like I said before, we're going to be talking top 10 best moments in Star Wars movie history. And then we're going to debate top 10 best Star Wars villains, not including Darth Vader. Darth Vader is excluded because it's too easy. It's just
really it is.
on there. So we're going to make it a little difficult for ourselves and have some fun with it. So let's start it off. Top 10 best moments. At number 10, AJ, what you got?
I'm going on a good note right now. I'm going to do. Ooh, that's a lot of good ones actually. I'm going to do Empire Strikes Back. I am your father scene. I just love the scene as a whole, where you see Darth Vader against, I was about to say Obi-Wan, goodness, Luke Skywalker, and just to see them clash, it's beautiful. For me, story-wise, choreography-wise, it's okay, but that's another topic. But based off emotion, story, everything, I thought it was done perfectly. Just a quote, he told me enough. He told me that you killed him. And he says, no, I am your father. Probably one of the most iconic lines in Star Wars history and movie history at that, even though sometimes it can be misquoted. It can be misquoted to Luke, I am your father, but that's not the quote. But nonetheless, I feel like that is probably one of the biggest, darkest twist of any movie, and just one of the best lines in any Star Wars movie and any movie in general.
I had always wondered what someone who saw that in theaters felt when the prequels came out. And it added context to that line, because that line really didn't mean much at the moment, besides you finding out that the good guy and the bad guy were father and son. But outside of that, it was kind of just like, all right. It might have been shocking for a lot of people, but I think once the prequels came out, it was like, oh, I get it. Okay, all right. It means a lot more now, because you added the context of how Vader became Vader, not being able to see his son or his daughter. So then fighting him after cutting his arm off, it's kind of just like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm your dad. Sorry about that arm thing. No, I mean, I say yes. It's very iconic. Like you said, it's not an iconic Star Wars moment. It's an iconic movie moment. It's literally one of the most quotable lines in movie cinema history. And like you said, AJ, everyone misquotes it. Luke, I am your father. Not what was said. But Dakota, I'm gonna go to you. Does it make it on the list?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, it does.
Perfect. Wow, I was writing it wrong. I was writing it, Luke, I am your father.
Unbelievable.
For shame.
I legit just said that wasn't the line, and then I started writing it. All right, Dakota, what you got for number 9?
All right, boom. Shot out of the cannon. Episode 1. Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jar Jar Binks are in Gungan City talking to Boss Nass. Sets up a whole big scene. You start to understand that there's maybe more to this seemingly clumsy idiot that than he leads on. You also get the greatest sound effect in the entire Star Wars universe when Boss Nass does the blah, 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 blah thing.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yes,
every time, man.
Every time. You're absolutely right. I have no argument.
Everything you want is there. I mean, there's some drama. You don't know what Jar Jar did. I think Jar Jar was a Sith Lord and maybe massacred a village, and that's why he was exiled.
I think so.
It just sets the stage for the battle at the end, and it makes a better battle.
I like this. You really sold me on that.
Exactly. Everyone thinks of it now.
Yeah.
It was such a good moment.
I really don't have an argument for it not. It was very important. That was the scene when they put on the things and then went underwater, right? Yeah, I really do like that scene.
Use a stepping big doo-doo this time, Jaja.
Yeah, I really do like that whole scene. I can't even lie on you. I really do like it. AJ, what are your thoughts?
Here comes the hate. Right now, no, I don't think it deserves. There's a whole bunch of moments that deserve to be on this list rather than that. If it was top 10 most cringiest, sure.
It's because it's a prequel. You hate it because it's a prequel.
Actually, no.
If it was Yoda that said that shit, you would love it.
No, fuck Yoda if he said that. But I have 2 moments from the prequels that I have on this list. So
only
for it now, but I'm only doing prequel moments then.
Only 2. Wow, AJ.
There's so many. There's so many.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna argue it. Excuse me. I found that whole scene to be hilarious, and I always thought it was cool as hell. Those little breathalyzer things.
Yeah, they lived in a freaking bubble, man.
Yeah,
dope.
I thought that was really freaking dope.
Visually, it was cool. I just didn't like the lines.
That whole
I
scene
just didn't
from
like
start
the
to finish
dialogue.
when they come back up. I mean, you got the monsters underwater. You got there's always a bigger fish.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Because this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna put the Gungan scene on here.
Gotta give my boy Jar Jar some love, man.
This is gonna be. I think I'm gonna be the only one that's gonna be like, nope, that doesn't go.
You're gonna veto every one of mine. I promise you.
But hold on, time out. This is where it's gonna get fun. Any round or any pick that that it's 2-3 on. What I'll do is once we fill out our list, whoever disagreed on that round or on that topic has an opportunity to give us a moment they think is better for us to vote on. If we still end with Gungan scene, then it still makes the list. But if AJ comes with something that might be harder than that, Dakota, and we agree with him, then we replace it. But as of now, the Gungan scene is on the list at number 9. At number 8, I'm coming in strong. I'm coming in hot. I had this conversation with AJ before you called in, Dakota. I'm going Kylo Ren lands. When he lands on Force Awakens and he holds that blaster there, the crazy thing about that scene was I'm like, damn, how long is he going to hold his hand up to hold the blaster? And then I'm like paying attention to the scene and he's just like both hands down, just having a conversation. I'm like, what? You could do that? And I'm just watching and I'm like, oh my God. And then like as he's walking away, he kind of just lets it loose. And I'm like, I'm going to love this guy. I knew from that moment.
Don't you worry. There's a whole host of other bullshit powers that come with that trilogy.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm putting Kylo Ren's entrance in Force Awakens. That's the moment I'm putting up. Dakota, I'll go to you first. How do you vote?
I mean, yeah. I'm not like...
That sounds like a
Adam Driver was like my favorite part of the sequel trilogy because I liked the way he portrayed Kylo Ren without the mask on. Like with that mask on, I can't take it seriously. It just looks like a paintball mask. So I'm supposed to sit here while first off, I will give you credit. Those stormtroopers actually hitting targets was dope as shit. Like that whole like flickering lights to where you see them for the first time, that shit was dope.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a scene that I think people like also need to know about. It's like Poe Dameron is directly responsible for Finn becoming a resistance person. He killed that dude's friend who left the bloody handprint on it. And I'm like, you guys never went back and revisited this. Maybe, to say something in passing. Like, hey, I was responsible for that blood on your helmet.
Like, honestly, more so than the actual moment of him, like, holding that blaster.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool, but, like,
the dialogue.
I couldn't get past, like, and that's why I laughed so much when Poe Dameron said it's just hard to understand you with all the apparatus.
That's what makes the scene so good, though.
Yeah, but, like, I just couldn't take it seriously. I agree. It goes on there. I mean, I'll give it a vote.
To me, the dialogue that he had, just when he ends it with, I'll show you the true power of the Sith.
Oh, yeah, and then he murders the shit out of that dude.
Yeah,
that was dope, yeah.
I'm gonna like this guy. I'm gonna really like this guy. And it's funny you say that, Dakota, because I found myself cringing when he took the mask off. I would have preferred if he kept the mask on the whole entire time.
Oh, you're really gonna hate one of my picks then.
All right, AJ, how do you vote?
I vote 100% yes. I didn't have it on my list, but when you said it, I was like, wow, I'm stupid for not having this on my list. When I saw that and just the whole scene from him freezing the blaster and him having that whole dialogue, I was like, okay, he's gonna be a better Anakin than Anakin, and he did. Movie Anakin. I'm not talking about Clone Wars Anakin.
I get you.
But
Let me say this in response to you of saying that. I think Kylo Ren pulled off being a whiny brat way better than Hayden Christensen did in Attack of the Clones. But I will fight till the day I die, and then I'll put it in my will. Hayden Christensen is slept on for his performance in Revenge of the Sith.
I was just imagining this at your funeral.
Right?
The deceased wanted everyone to know that Hayden Christensen was slept on as Anakin Skywalker.
Wait, Dakota, if we ever
be missed.
If we ever get famous, I'll have it in my will. It has to be there. Like Hayden Christensen has to be there to receive that love from me.
Yes.
But no,
to recite the sand scene.
I hate Sam.
I think it was a bounce back performance for him. His way of harnessing all that anger and resentment in Revenge of the Sith, I thought blew away his horrible performance in Attack of the Clones. I thought he was very, very, very 10 times better than he was in Attack of the Clones. But I do think Kylo Ren overall, over the course of 3 movies, was a better version of what his Anakin was, which was the little whiny brat that kind of wanted his way, and when he did it, got upset. That's how I view it. But all right, AJ, going back to you, number 7, what you got?
Okay, I'm gonna go Star Wars: The Last Jedi, the join me scene, where Kylo kills Snoke, and you just see when you see that, you first think, oh, he's gonna go back to the light side. Nope, he doesn't. He just wants to kill everything, which I thought was a badass line. Just kill everything, the light, the dark, rebels, Sith, Jedi, everything. I was like, okay, I like where this is going. And
Genocide, I'm for it.
Yeah, I love that scene through and through, and I still love it now. And I just feel like that the chemistry between Rey and Kylo, I thought throughout the movie was incredible to lead up with that scene. And for me personally, I just thought that was an overall great scene.
All right. It's twofold here, because you're saying the join me scene, but then you're also encompassing the throne room scene, which is
the same scene.
That's the same scene.
Right. So to me, if you're telling me the moment is when he said join me, not a favorite moment of mine whatsoever. The moment that I loved the most was the build-up to Kylo killing Snoke. And then what I thought was possibly one of the worst choreography I've ever seen in Star Wars was the battle against the guards. So like those moments in itself, I thought were great. But
what do you mean worst choreography?
I don't know. It looked like a 30 Seconds to Mars video to me.
There you go. Exactly. Like here's what I'll be specific about, AJ. Kylo and Rey looked great. Everything else that had to do with that, the guards, even the weaponry of the guards was just like, this didn't ever seem like a fair fight. Like it to me was shocking how long it took Kylo and Rey to kill them. I'm like, they're not even force sensitive. Why is it so hard for you guys? So that's what I mean by worst choreography. Rey and Kylo, all their moves look.
Wait, hold on. With Jedi, there's always been a struggle, even without force sensitive people. You have the bounty hunters. They struggle with bounty hunters as well.
No. I just mean specifically here. Kylo Ren is supposed to be one of the most powerful Force users in that time, right? So then you go, these are just guards. Like, why aren't you like slicing through them easier than that? Why are they so trained? They're like very well.
They're Snoke's personal guard. Why wouldn't they be trained?
Trained to be able for a
there's
guard to Kylo.
Snoke's personal guard, 100%.
I wouldn't imagine that they'd be stronger than Kylo. That's what I'm saying.
They weren't. That's the thing. They weren't.
Time out.
Them all together.
They weren't. If Kylo didn't have Rey, or if Rey didn't have Kylo, they both would have died. That's how powerful those guards are.
Exactly, because they all grouped up on them. There's like 5 of them there.
Nah, Anakin would have killed them. Anakin would have.
Anakin is a whole nother level from Kylo Ren and Rey.
That's what I'm saying. I thought Kylo was supposed to be that. That's all I'm saying.
Anakin is so much stronger than Kylo Ren.
I thought Kylo should have been stronger. So I'm not really sure. Dakota, balance this out. You going yes or no for this?
I'm going to go with yes because it was a very visually cool scene. Yeah, the choreography was wonky as hell. It did look like a music video. The whole aesthetic. Like the whole thing that made the Emperor's Guard mysterious was because, you never really saw them do anything. They were just always there.
Right.
They looked menacing as shit.
Right.
And then you see these guys come along and they're just like the fucking Power Rangers. They're doing the same damn moves that Power Rangers do.
Don't go on Power Rangers
dope-ass
like
thing
that.
where she like turned on the lightsaber and turned it off real quick through the dude's head.
That was pretty dope. But AJ, what I'm trying to say is, as Dakota was just saying, it's the equivalent of like if Tommy started to fight the Mud Putties and then they were like out of nowhere strong as shit. It's like, where did that come from? Like, who trained you this well? Like, why are you so strong? Like, that's why I said it just caught me off guard. I'm like, this battle should have just been over by now. But that's why I said I thought it was a lost moment for Rian Johnson not to have had Snoke actually have a lightsaber of sorts and have the actual battle be between Snoke, Rey, and...
Okay, yeah, see, that's what pissed me off about that scene. Just getting another when we first saw that, just getting another badass character, but they did absolutely nothing badass with that character. So what?
That was so friggin' disappointing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, we're with you. And what's crazier is it felt like Abrams was building Snoke to actually...
Yes.
Not just to be a freaking clone in a literal vat of snow.
We're not on Rise of Skywalker right now.
Okay, well, I'm just saying it that whole fucking... I hate it.
But go ahead, AJ. Finish your point. It made the list, by the way. It made the list.
Yes, I voted into it.
Okay.
Majority
you
rule.
guys were saying that it was terrible. The choreography was terrible. It just felt like a music video or whatever.
Yeah, it was pretty whack.
But you guys like the prequels choreography?
Yeah,
that was literally a step-by-step dance. A music video, basically. Yes, it was.
They did it cooler, man.
AJ, let me just say that.
Weird CGI shit.
If you polled people, I don't know of anyone that's like an actual Star Wars fan, not just a casual, like an actual Star Wars fan like us. I don't know anyone that's taking any fight scene from that trilogy of Rey and Kylo over Obi-Wan versus Anakin. I don't think anyone takes anything over that. And then I don't even think there's a battle with them that's better than Qui-Gon and Obi versus Darth Maul.
Okay,
that was poetic.
This is how I feel about that. The Obi-Wan and Anakin fight, I just didn't really like until Clone Wars. Overall, the emotion I just thought was bland without watching Clone Wars, and the choreography was just off to me. There's just overall, I just think that there's so many better fight sequences in the sequel trilogy than in the prequel trilogy. I do agree with you guys on that throne room scene where there's a lot of inconsistencies with that fight scenes. with that fight scene specifically. But with the prequels, you just see a lot of misses as well. You see lightsabers going over people's heads. You can tell that it was just all over the place with the prequels. And I for me, it felt really, really off. And I felt like they could have done it so much better, which they did with the Rey and Kylo scene and not Last Jedi, but Rise of Skywalker multiple times. And I'm going to get to that later on, but that was it.
Okay, well, the biggest problem that the sequels had was there wasn't enough lightsaber battles because you only had two force-sensitive people. So it's a lot harder to do a lot more battles with just two people over the course of 3 full goddamn movies. It should never be one Sith.
This is why I hate the rule of 2. I hate the rule of 2 because of this. We need more Sith, more Jedi. That's what we need.
I agree. But all right, let's move on. AJ, you got Join Me, the Kylo in racing. Number 6, what you coming at with Dakota?
I'm gonna go with the Boonty Eve Classic in Episode 1. Just a fucking phenomenal scene all the way through. It was like the most adrenaline-filled scene of the movie, I would say. It was just that whole pod racing scene was just amazing from start to finish for me.
Yeah, I'm voting yes, mainly because when that game came out on N6, was it N64?
Yeah, it's on PlayStation 2 now. I was playing, yeah.
That is the only non-Jedi Star Wars game I've ever truly just dived into and had so much fun.
Did you ever get to play it in the arcade?
No.
The arcade one was so sick, dude.
Now I want to play it in
so sick.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure Dave and Buster's has one, or someone has one somewhere.
Say less, Dakota. I'm heading there soon.
I'll go to a Chuck E. Cheese if I have to, man. I don't even
forget
care.
Your mask. Don't forget your mask.
No, AJ. No. I'm not going there until after all of this is over. So if that means in 3 years, I'll go in 3 years. I'm not going behind someone's kid who just did this.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Literally just blew a snot
Get some gloves. Get
controls.
some gloves, hand sanitizer, get a mask. You'll be good to go.
No,
just get a whole hazmat suit, man. Don't even take risks.
Exactly.
I'll be arrested for Spartan kicking kids.
I've got my Darth Vader mask, man. That's all I need.
All right, so regardless of what you say, AJ, it already made the list, but where do you go with the pod race?
No, thank you. Wait, I just have a question, and then I'll be done with this one.
Go ahead.
You think that's the most adrenaline rush you had, other than
Oh, I mean, Duel of the Fates. Yeah.
Darth Maul?
Yeah, Duel of the Fates was great too, but I'm talking as a kid, the thing that got me
Okay.
holy shit.
Okay, and then if we're talking as a kid, then yeah, I'll put this on the list. 100%.
Exactly. I mean, that's when I saw this movie when I was 6 years old. It's
See, I rewatch all these movies yearly, so.
Yeah, I just watched it again, and I'm like, yeah, dude, this is still pretty dope for the time.
By the way, Dakota, once you started talking about the Gungan scene, I actually put on Episode 1. So I'm legit watching it, and the scene's happening now. And I'm I'm reinforcing. I'm like, it deserves a spot on here.
Top 10 cringiest moments? Okay. I'm all for it.
I haven't cringed once. I'm actually
man, you're really going to hate my list here in a couple of picks.
All right, so number 5, I'm going with, this is a tough one for me, but I might just have to pull it out early. To make this a lot harder for us going forward. I'm putting Darth Maul, doors opening, him removing the hood.
Oh, that's so fucking cool still.
Seeing the lightsaber go out of one end, and then surprising you with going out of the other end. And then just pretty much seeing Qui-Gon Jinn tell everybody, give me room.
Leave.
Go, I got this.
My dream when that came out, because it came out right around the time nu metal started to get really popular. So I always thought Darth Maul could easily have a Godsmack song tracking him, and it would make it even more badass. And now thinking back on it, I'm like, not so much.
Yeah, definitely not.
He's definitely more of a Creed guy.
And what's funny is, I always thought to myself, Obi-Wan was to some degree, holding Qui-Gon back a little bit in that battle. Because anytime you're fighting someone as powerful as Maul, you're working on two ends. You're working on making sure you don't die and he doesn't die. And I think if Qui-Gon had fought Maul one-on-one, he still would have died. But I think it would have been a way better battle because he would have been able to go all out. Also, I think where they fought wasn't really to Qui-Gon's advantage, mainly because you're now watching your footing. And I don't know if you guys remember this battle, like, step for step. Maul never, until, like, the end, obviously, when Obi-Wan slices him in half, he was never on the falling side of that pit. He was always on the other side. Qui-Gon was the one that was right in front of the, always near to where he could fall into the pit, and then obviously when Obi-Wan went. So Maul was always a step ahead of his footing. But I'll never forget, like, to me, the battle itself isn't even what's dope. It's just seeing the doors slowly open.
When you hear that music, oh my God.
He's just fucking
So
standing there
good.
like a
Like,
G.
chill.
Yes.
It's like chills. And that's why I say, like, for as many flaws as I do think this movie had, George Lucas gave us, like, some of the best scenes in this movie. Like, that to me is more iconic than anything I could think of. Like, just the visual. Like, no words had to be said. The door opens. Like you said, AJ, the music hits. The hood comes
There it goes. Yes. So good.
the lightsaber comes out, the one side, and then slowly on the other. Gets me every time. Like, I'm gonna freak out.
Best villain entrance ever. Is the best villain entrance ever.
Mm-hmm.
In Star Wars or like villains, period.
Okay, I'll say in Star Wars. In villains, period, I have to think about it later.
Okay, Star Wars. I don't know, because I mean, we just said how dope Kylo's.
Oh wait, no, I'm dumb. Never mind. We'll talk about the best villain entrance soon.
Okay, all right, no problem. All right, so we all say yes on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
First unanimous. All right, dope. All right, all right, AJ, you're up next at number 4. We're moving right along. I thought this would be a lot harder. We're moving right along though. What you got for number 4, AJ?
This is the best villain entrance ever. Rogue One, Darth Vader hallway scene.
Yep.
Right.
No doubt. Don't
My
even need to
goodness.
explain it, bro.
You're good, AJ. We're moving along.
Okay.
Right on.
Rogue One. Let me just write it in so I don't forget. I want to also put who said it, so I give everyone credit. All right. Yeah. No, nothing needs to be discussed. So we go right to you, Dakota. What do you got for number 3?
All right. Now this one might be a bit of a controversial one, as I am wont to do. But I'm gonna say the Battle of Geonosis at the end of Attack of the Clones. Like, that whole getting into that, like, I know the movie dragged along and stuff, but man, once it picked up into there, like, you got into Geonosis, dude, that shit got real dope. And then they all got, like, freaking surrounded on all sides, and then you just look up and the clones start coming in. I'm just saying, bro, that shit was mad dope. And then Jango Fett got freaking decapitated by Mace Windu.
Okay, so you're just talking about the gladiator specifically.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the whole freaking
The whole thing?
the whole climax of the movie is the Battle of Geonosis.
Oh, so you're even counting Yoda versus
Yeah.
Duke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit. Okay.
I mean, shit, Anakin loses his hand.
That's kind of cheating, though. You
Okay,
have
yeah, that is a bit
multiple
broad.
moments.
All right, the gladiator scene then. We'll go with that.
damn, I was hoping you didn't say that. All right. Okay, here's my only holdup about that, Dakota. Great setup. Visually was way ahead of its time. Like, if
This
it
part
came
is
out in
over.
2010, it would have looked so much doper. My problem was when the other Jedi arrived, it looked horrible. Like, really, they looked bad. The makeup, bad. The prosthetics, bad. Even them
How
doing this.
dare you? It was 2002, sir.
I know. And look, I'm trying my best not to
Technology was different.
visually, but like every time I watch it, when I watched it when I was young, when I watch it now, it's just like it just looks so
I
fucking
want to
bad.
look up.
I really wish you went with the end scene.
No,
where
I
Pat
refuse.
falls down the ship.
No, I will stand my ground on this. It is an important scene. I mean, you got Mace Windu coming in like a freaking badass, just walking up behind them. I mean, come on. And then he was holding his lightsaber to Dooku's head, foreshadowing that he was going to cut the freaking guy's head off.
Dang,
I mean, come on. You have Boba Fett finding his dad's helmet with presumably his head still inside.
Hold on. Hold on 1 second. No. See, okay. You're right. Problem is, though, now that you brought the other half of that Geonosis battle into the frame, I now can't get that out of my head because that, to me, was foreshadowing, especially when Padme falls out and Obi-Wan tells Anakin, hey, mission first. Let her die. We got a job.
What would she do if she was in your position?
Right. Anakin's like,
she would do her job.
You do a job. You're right. And then you know what I remember fondly about that Yoda versus Dooku scene, and I'll never forget this. It's right up there with watching a child cry when Superman dies in BVS. Everyone in the theater laughed. I still to this day don't know why it was so funny to everyone, but seeing Yoda and Dooku fight, it was nothing but laughter in my theater. And like I remember looking at my mom like, what is so funny? And
because it was bad.
She goes, no, but she goes, I think because he's so small. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. I guess it's
that was one of the reasons.
I don't know. But I love that ending. But the gladiator scene, like I loved when Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme were strapped up and the monster killed them. Seeing them trying to escape from that, and then
one of them had a dope ass nose ring.
Yes, and then seeing the rescue come. I don't know. It's hard for me. I'll see if I need to be a tiebreaker. AJ, where are you going with this?
No, just know the whole sequence for me. The Yoda versus Dooku.
That's it. This is not I'm fighting you.
Once again, top 10 cringy moments. I'll put it there.
How is it cringy, dude?
Yoda just jumping like a bunny rabbit versus Dooku did not like at all.
That was his former apprentice.
Okay, the meaning was cool, but the execution was terrible.
I disagree. I think you're just you hate it because it's a prequel.
And
you know what? I've got something.
I was literally
just
raving about the.
I've got something for you in the next one. Don't you even worry about that. I'm standing my ground. We'll move along.
Okay, it's a no for me.
This is worse than the time I auditioned for American Idol. I didn't even get in the door.
All right. All right, look. I'm going to say yes, and here's why I'm going to say yes.
No, don't give me your pity vote. You said no the last time.
No, time out. It's not a pity vote. Hear me out. Because part of that scene I count is when Dooku had Obi-Wan as his prisoner, and he's trying to let him know of everything that's happening because Obi-Wan's so blind to what's going on.
Right, if you would have just stopped and been like, oh, shit, that kind of makes sense.
Right.
That everything around this dude is starting to build, the dark side builds around this guy.
Right.
You think he might be a Sith Lord. Like, That's the thing that tripped me up even in Revenge of the Sith. It's like the dark side of the Force surrounds the Chancellor. It'd be like, well, don't you think that's something you should maybe investigate? Perhaps as soon as it started?
What's funny
5 years ago?
What's funny about it is, even if you didn't think he was Darth Sidious, like he was the Sith Lord, even if the idea
dark side,
him being manipulated by it, should sway you enough to do some kind of investigation.
I'm just like.
So I counted.
They were blinded.
I counted Dakota because that moment was one of the most important moments from the prequels of all time. Is the moment where Dooku's kind of saying, "Hey, look,
Palpatine guy, look at him." I'm not going to say his name, but a certain you-know-who.
Because what's important about that scene is Dooku was telling Obi-Wan, we're not different. We both serve something we don't get. It's a higher power that's out of our hands. And Obi-Wan was kind of just like, no, you're the bad guy. And Dooku's kind of like...
I like when Dooku said, yeah, your master would not have been so blind to this.
Yes, exactly.
And it's true. Qui-Gon... Oh, shit, I left.
No, you're here.
You're here.
Oh, Nope, I didn't.
I was like, wait, hold on. Am my mind going crazy right now?
Yeah, you started to confuse me. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
you go?
I thought I clicked leave, and I'm like, fuck. No, I'm saying, Qui-Gon was among the Jedi who didn't agree at all with the Council and what it had become. They saw what was coming.
Right. No, so I had that scene.
I feel like the Jedi were stupid as hell.
Yeah, they
Like,
did very like Mace Windu was incredibly dumb for going after Palpatine with just a few Jedi.
Yeah,
I don't like that scene at all. Oh god, I really
wait,
don't like that at all.
here's the most confusing thing, Dakota. Mace Windu left the council with Yoda, Anakin. Like he left powerful Jedi to go get some of the more weaker Jedi to go take.
No. Kid Fisto, they're none of them are all
don't do
weak.
don't do a disservice to my boy Kit Fisto. He got
Over
done dirty.
Yoda? Over Yoda?
Anybody over Yoda is not. Really? You
I'm
gonna
taking
put Yoda?
Anakin. I'm taking Anakin. If he wasn't brainwashed, I would have taken Anakin, and he would have been a great weapon to use against the.
Anakin's weak too.
I'm just saying.
Weak-minded, that is.
You left Yoda.
I find your
Why
lack of
would
faith
you tell Yoda
disturbing.
to come with me? I would have had Yoda come with me, but anyway, sorry. We went through all that. I'm putting the gladiator scene from Attack of the Clones on there, because it had a deeper meaning than just that battle right there. That's what I'm going with.
Well, fine.
Gladiator scene, episode 1.
On ESPN.
ESPN. All right, my number 2 moment. I am going, and look, this is probably gonna be a no, but I told AJ before the start of the show, I'm putting it on here, and I'm going with when Han Solo is frozen. That was one of my favorite moments in Star Wars history. I do think Family Guy did it better, but it was one of the funniest moments. Not funniest, I'm sorry. The Family Guy was the funniest. The Han Solo was one of the coolest moments because I didn't even know you could do something like that, like freeze someone like that to where they can't move or anything. And what was dope was, you guys remember when Dave Filoni went back to it in Clone Wars, where Anakin, Rex, Cody, and Obi-Wan. The funniest thing about that scene, I don't know if you guys can picture it in your head, is when Anakin comes out of it and he's like, "Oh man, that was Ahsoka. When did she get here?" And Ahsoka was just like, "You don't remember you said I can come?" And he's like, "No, I don't remember." But it was hilarious because she snuck her way on there after talking to Plo Koon, who kind of told her, "Hey, you got to do what you think is right," and she was like, "I'm gonna disobey my master."
No more.
Thank you.
What would my master do? He would disobey his master.
Disobey. Yeah, 100%.
Wait, I love how often they use that against Ahsoka. Like, what would your master do? Well, he wouldn't listen to you. That's number one. He wouldn't listen.
And then you wonder why she's exactly like him.
But yeah, I'm going. What is that thing called when they freeze them? What is that called again?
Carbonite.
Carbonite. I'm going Han Solo getting Han Solo in the carbon. Wait, wasn't that the same scene where they release Luke into that pit where he had to fight that huge monster?
No.
Wasn't
that was Return of the Jedi.
It was.
Yeah,
What
yours is Empire Strikes Back.
You're talking about, that was the "I love you" scene in Empire Strikes Back.
Right, but what happened after that? I feel like there was like a fight after that.
They left Bespin, Luke fights Vader.
That's where you get the "I am your father."
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. I'm still going Carbonite, Han Solo. AJ, what do you think?
Yes, but it's the "I love you" scene from, not the carbonite itself. It's the "I love you," and he says, "I know." Just pure badass and just totally Han Solo. So I agree. This deserves to be on the list.
All right, Dakota, where you at with it?
I'll say yes, but only for when Boba Fett says put Captain Solo in the cargo hold. I mean, you don't get to hear Boba Fett speak a lot.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Just to hear him talk, it's just like, oh, dope.
Boba Fett and Captain Phasma.
Yeah.
So much hype build up. Ugh.
So little payoff.
Yes.
Yeah, but to be fair, what's funny about the Boba Fett or Jango Fett or whichever one, Boba Fett, what's funny about him being underutilized, that was only a problem for our generation because we got books and we got other things of him after that. But in the moment of it, it's kind of like, oh, he looked cool and then like he died. All right, whatever. Like, I don't think it was that much of a big deal for them at that time. It was for us after we saw like, yo, he's actually pretty dope. Why didn't they use him more? Like, what was the point of that? So
they did a lot in Star Wars, which is very disappointing.
It is.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But again, that's what I blame George Lucas for, because when you do it out of order the way he did, it takes the prequels to make those movies make a lot more sense. Just like it took the show to make the prequels make more sense. It's a never-ending puzzle with Star Wars. All right, AJ, you are lucky enough to have numero uno. What is your number one moment?
I'm gonna go the Obi-Wan Kenobi sacrifice scene. I just think the whole storytelling of that scene I felt like was brilliant. Him pushing that whole scene, just pushing forward Luke's character into becoming a better person and a better character for future audiences, I thought was really good. I think that scene itself is, I'm not going to say as iconic as the "No, I Am Your Father" scene, but it is pretty close to that scene in Star Wars movies. Just seeing the sacrifice, Obi-Wan just disappearing when Darth Vader swings the sword. I just felt like that whole scene was powerful. It was, with the fight. This is me. With the fight, I felt like it was meh. I prefer the newer version of the fight with I forgot who made the fight.
Yeah, the reimagined one.
Yeah, and
that is so much more dope.
Technically, our reimagining of that fight is Revenge of the Sith, where Obi-Wan is literally facing Darth Vader. So we definitely got a better version of it, and we got a different outcome. And that one, Anakin died. And this one, Kenobi died.
Anakin didn't die. He's still alive.
Mm-hmm. They're still good in him.
Semantics, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna disagree with this one. I'm sorry, can't.
Okay.
Doesn't supersede the number one moment in my Star Wars top 10.
I'm not ready for that at all.
Right. Before I even get into my response, I have to ask you guys this because I'm seeing it right now. You guys remember when Padme came into the hut and was talking to like young Anakin?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We would assume young Anakin was about what, 8, 9?
9. No, he's 9. She's 14. So there's like a 5-year age difference.
It will never be okay to
It's not. Yeah, it's still weird.
Seeing how young he is here, knowing that they end up having children together.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so weird. Looking at
the bone down here in a little while.
It's weird, man. I'm sorry. I had to
George Lucas was on some weird stuff back in the day.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I'm sitting here looking at it, and I'm like, yo, he's supposed to be like 9 or 10, but he could be a good 7 or 8 years old right here. He looks like 16. And
Anakin had the moves back in the day.
And hey, I tell you what.
I mean, props to him, man. Props to him.
You know what props I give to Anakin? That is a level of consistency that would be considered stalking today. Stalking,
for sure.
Sexual harassment. From 10 years old, he said, "I'm gonna marry you, woman," and he stuck.
Yeah, he did not forget.
And Padme kind of goes, "You know what? There's no other good men here. I'm gonna just date the kid I've known since he was 9. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna marry that guy."
I mean, he was legal.
No. No.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
his
sitting here
18th
watching it.
birthday. No.
I'm sitting here watching it, and I'm so uncomfortable because it's like just the height difference itself, let alone the age.
He looks like a little kid.
He looks like a baby. All right.
Hey, he knew how to build ships and robots.
Yeah. Hey, he
Just a
made
turn on.
C-3PO and then just forgot he did that.
I don't know. Maybe she didn't come across enough men. So when Anakin got older, it was like, all
I
right.
don't know, man.
I don't know. All right.
But no, that is not the scene I am contesting yours with. My number one should be no surprise to you guys. It's obviously when Anakin and Padme are there on Naboo, and they're like chilling by the lake, and Padme is talking about going to the beach and enjoying the time. And then Anakin, oh sweet Anakin, he said, "I don't like sand. It's gross. It's rough and it's irritating. It gets everywhere."
Wasn't
And
it
not
rough
a
as-
more controversial line could have sprung from any other movie.
controversial? That shit
People
was
hate
terrible
it, no.
altogether.
But the thing is, the fact that people hate it so much, they talk about it. It's like one of the few things people remember from that movie. So
That's
it
true,
makes it
but
an important line in and of
It's an
itself.
iconic, terrible line.
Oh, I agree, but I can't understate its importance. I mean, it made it into the video game.
It did not need to be in any movies, any game.
I'm gonna say this. Both of you guys is like. Let me say this. I don't think my number one is necessarily better. Only reason I can't give it to you, AJ, is because it is the most like. How would I say? I want to say the right word. Lackluster scene in all of Star Wars. And it's like even in context and out of context, it's just so underwhelming. Like him dying isn't even what really makes it. It's Luke's response to it. And how it kind of seems like it's starting to start to break him. But it really did nothing for me, man. It was, you know what I hate the most about it is that he disappeared. If Vader had kind of just went like this and you see like his body dead on the ground, I think I would have been like, you know what? All right, I can give it to
He
him.
turned into a Force ghost at that moment.
It
AJ,
always confused me as a kid.
history never happened
If you
again.
kill me,
Never did that again.
huh?
No one ever did that again.
No one ever did that again.
Yeah.
I mean, Vader did when he died somehow.
I mean, Yoda disappeared when he died.
No. I mean, in the middle of a bat, like that was just like natural death. Like, I died. All right, cool. I get that. I'm talking about in battle, I sliced you to death, and you just disappeared. What?
He didn't slice him.
Why
He
didn't
disappeared
Ki-Adi
before
Mundi
she
like get
sliced him.
freaking blasted?
That's why Darth Vader was confused.
He was like, what is this? What is
All I'm hearing is hate, 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 hate.
but you wasn't giving hate to the prequels at the start of this?
It deserves
man,
all the hate,
I told
okay?
you.
It deserves all the
We're
hate.
lucky I did not put shirtless Kylo Ren because I came very close to putting it
Shirtless
as my
Kylo
number one.
Ren is amazing, and I will argue why.
Exactly.
All right, I'm just glad.
That's Ben Swolo, bro.
I'm just glad it's not on this list. All right, so for my number, I didn't vote with either one of you. So do either one of you vote with the other, or do I have to give mine? AJ, do you go for the prequel moment? And Dakota, you don't go with Obi-Wan's disappearing act.
No, I firmly
number
say
one-
it should be sand.
At number one, I'm not saying this is the number one moment. It just happens to be my spot. I'm actually going to go, excuse me, the battle of Ahsoka and Anakin versus Asajj Ventress. On the planet when they're rescuing baby Jar Jar.
Oh, so that was Baby Rada the Hutt.
Oh, that was Rada the Hutt.
Yeah.
Why did I say Jar Jar? I didn't mean Jar Jar. I'm sorry. I meant Jabba. That's what I meant. Baby Jabba. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. I love that scene. I freaking loved everything about it. I still capsulate Anakin versus Dooku, where they're pulling the fast one on Dooku. So Dooku thinks he's killing the baby, but it's just rocks. That was the first moment where Anakin was like, I
This
can't.
is why he asked if we could keep Clone Wars on the list.
No. It was once I realized it was a movie that I thought there was some moments that I loved of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the movie.
To be honest, I don't
I
even
can't.
remember
Yeah,
the
I
movie that
can't.
much.
Oh my God.
I can't give it. I can't give it the stamp, bro.
Mm-mm.
Comes back around to you, AJ. Give us a better number one than the 3 others we've put up so far.
Can I not just re-choose the Obi-Wan Kenobi sacrifice?
Not if
No.
you're gonna say no.
Okay, I'm gonna choose the Rise of Skywalker, Rey versus Kylo Ren.
Which
The
one?
the choreography of that fight was brilliant. The editing between the 2 locations, I thought was, huh?
Which one? They fought twice.
The one where they what's that planet called?
Where it was the water everywhere.
No,
What? That was
where Rey was on Kylo Ren's ship and Kylo Ren was on that planet.
no.
100% yes.
No.
Huh?
Yeah, no, bro. Sorry, that's not even
I
that
thought you were
good.
going waterfall one. I would have gave you the waterfall one, but no,
I
not
wouldn't have even given you the waterfall one.
yeah, no, not the.
I can't give any part of Rise of Skywalker any part of my list.
You're a
I'm
hater
sorry.
of all good things.
I'm really not. I just don't like that movie.
All right, so that was a huge no, AJ. You led me because I would have given you the waterfall one, but you went with the worst one of the 2.
That wasn't the worst one of the 2. Okay.
Was the water one was so much better.
It wasn't, but okay.
All right, Dakota. Since we both said no to AJ's, you're back up. You're at the.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys the Battle of Yavin itself. When they go in to destroy the Death Star, that whole scene. I mean, that makes that entire movie. You get to see, you hear. Yeah, I mean, it's so iconic. You know, Luke used the Force.
AJ, I'll let you go first. What you thinking?
I don't know. I don't know.
The Force is strong with this one.
I kind of want to give it to Dakota purely because it's not that it's a no. It's just like, can I think of something right now that I think is necessarily better? And I can't right at this moment. Like I know I'm gonna kick myself.
You can't think of the word Star Wars without thinking of the Death Star exploding.
Which Death Star exploding?
The first one, which is the Battle of Yavin, the second one would be the Battle of Endor.
Yeah,
I mean, it's in every part of any Star Wars bumper you would ever see. Like if you were trying to introduce something, I mean, that Death Star blowing up is probably.
I'm gonna say yes, but I still think the sacrifice for Kenobi is much better than
I would
any of
say the
choices
Battle of
we
Hoth
You're
is
wrong
better
on
than
that.
the one you chose.
Not wrong, but
you're wrong.
I'm gonna say yes to Dakota on this one.
All right, Death Star blowing up, part 1.
Yeah, the first Death Star, not the numerous copies that they just kept using.
Yeah,
for some
that
reason.
got annoying
Yeah.
after the
Very,
second one.
It's like, hey, it's a whole planet-sized Death Star. Now they're little tiny mini Death Stars. Now they're on the ships.
You didn't put salt. Can you grab me the salt?
Annoying.
Thank you. All right, so I want to revisit this. All right, so we got the Gungan scene that Dakota put in at number 9.
Yeah.
AJ, you were the only one that voted against it. Give me a scene, and don't give me Obi versus Vader again. Give me an actual scene that you want to put up against the Gungan scene to see if we vote out Gungan scene.
Give me something
Wow.
tangible.
Okay.
Something I
You guys
can
are gonna
work
be
with.
surprised about this then. I'm gonna do Revenge of the Sith, Anakin versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. Do we already have
Son
that?
of a bitch.
No, we don't have that.
We don't have that. And then yeah, I'm gonna do Revenge of the Sith, Anakin versus Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You all know that I'm not a huge fan of this scene, the fight sequence at all. But because of Clone Wars, because of Dave Filoni, rewatching that scene gave me more of an emotional impact. So I'm going to go with Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. All right. Higher Ground makes it on there. All right.
Anakin.
All right. Higher Ground makes it on there, and now that vote goes to AJ. Nope.
He left.
Drop out. Now we have to invite him again.
Oh no.
Now he did drop out. Where's his name? Here we go.
Oh,
Let's see.
Villains.
Yeah, no, higher ground, AJ. You're right. I don't know how we made this list and didn't put him on there. You know what I
Yeah,
think?
I'm surprised.
I think everyone kept thinking, "Oh, someone else will say it," and then no one said it. And then we got too far, and it was like,
And I'm the one. I'm the one that says it.
it's a shocker. It's the most shocked I've been all day, AJ. It is the most shocked I've been all day. Let me invite him one more time. I don't know what happened.
His Wi-Fi probably went off. He probably has to reset.
Oh no, here we are. Invite him again. But no, that was a really good pick, man. I still love that Gungan scene. I just rewatched it. It's so freaking awesome. It's hilarious. It's dope. It's important to the structure of the movie going forward. But no, higher ground definitely deserves to be on there. All right, so while we wait for Dakota to come back on, AJ, you put up "Join Me," the Kylo and Rey scene from the throne room. Oh, perfect. He's right back. Perfect. All right. So you put up "Join Me," Kylo and Rey from the throne room. All right. So what I would argue that with, that I thought was a super dope Star Wars scene that just gets slept on. I'm gonna go. I'm one with the Force. The Force is one with me. The Omaha beach scene from Rogue One. That entire fallout of everyone dying on the beach, and then us seeing them sacrifice themselves. And by the way, Ben Mendelsohn killed in that movie. Does not get enough props. He was freaking amazing in that movie.
It's beautiful.
Yes. So I'm gonna go with that scene. And Dakota, could you coming in? You're coming in now.
My computer decided to do an update right now, so
I'm using that scene from Rogue One to battle AJ's "Join Me," Kylo and Rey. So I'm gonna go to you. Are you staying with "Join Me" or are you going with the Rogue One scene?
I gotta go with the Rogue One scene.
Rogue One scene.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, it was.
Yeah, I actually agree. I just
was-
like the atmosphere of Rogue One more than that scene from.
That was a really freaking dark movie.
Yeah, we need more like that in Star Wars.
Which I remember watching it with two of my friends who weren't Star Wars fans. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching it and I'm like, this is pretty dark. And they're like, aren't all Star Wars movies like this? I'm like,
No.
Not a one movie.
Actually, Empire Strikes Back is one of the closest to being.
Yeah, but it's not dark like Rogue One was dark.
Right, that was dark. Let me give you context, AJ. You look at Batman '89, where he turns on the thrusters and it sets the guy on fire, and it's like a playful death. And then you look at Ben Affleck drive the Batmobile through a car full of bad guys.
That's not a good comparison.
How?
With
or
Empire,
when he just straight up murders
Empire
a whole room full of dudes.
Go ahead, AJ.
With Empire and Rogue One, between Batman '89 was basically a what's that word called?
Tread carefully, AJ. You better watch your words talking about Batman. Be careful.
Look, we all know Batman
it was like a
Forever
comedy.
Was the best.
It was basically a comedy for Batman '89. It was just ridiculous.
By the way, I'm sorry. Really quick, AJ, before you continue, I'm sorry. Before I get my geek card revoked, that scene where he set someone on fire was from Batman Returns, not Batman '89.
Okay. Yeah. I really can't remember any of the Batman movies with except for like Dark Knight Returns, Batman. I really can't remember.
In 2000, that's why, right?
They weren't that good.
Look, guys. Again, we all know that Batman Forever was the best. Val Kilmer.
Okay, no, I lied. I actually do remember Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
but they're not good memories. They're terrible memories. That's why I remember them so much. It's because they're so bad.
He couldn't even turn his head. I mean, come on. You had that end scene which had the best deadpan delivery.
Batman and Robin.
Robin lands on the damn rocks. He's like, holy rusted metal, Batman. And Val Kilmer's just like, huh?
All right, let's get out of this before you guys
Yes.
give me a heart attack.
Ice to meet
I mean, that was the first stuff. I had a
What?
stuffed Val Kilmer Batman for the longest time, man. You can't break sentimentality like that.
All right, so we
Those
took
movies
Join
were
Me.
comedies.
We took
Terrible.
at number 7. We took out Join Me, Kylo and Ray, and we replaced it with the Rogue One beach scene. All right, so we got a new number 9, Higher Ground, and a new number 7, Rogue One beach scene, and the last one is Dakota put up Pod Race, and AJ was like, "Hell no!" So AJ, what do you think could beat out that pod race? And I'm gonna tell you this, man. It better be good because I'm getting close to watching the pod race again now, and it's just gonna remind me how much I enjoyed it. So you better come tough, Ford tough.
I don't have any other things on my list, so I'm just gonna have to spitball now.
You want a few minutes to think?
Yeah.
All right, so Dakota, we could just talk about that pod race.
Oh God!
How dope were those pod racers?
They were so dope. And wait, here's the thing that I love.
Each one of them made a really cool sound. Like I remember, I used to race around my yard going like.
Here's the thing, though, I love most about it. I love that was essentially Death Race before Death Race. But here's what I love the most. Everyone looked around once they got online to start the race, and they all saw a child part of it, and everyone was like,
okay.
I don't mind if I kill him. I'll kill him.
Say
like,
no more. So Bulba was literally like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Like, what? He's a child. Why are you going to kill him? Like, what are you doing? Everyone was like, I don't care. It's all in the glory of racing, man.
If he dies, he dies.
Just hearing y'all talk about this pod racing scene is giving me a headache. It's so bad. Oh God!
Better bring some fire then, brah.
Okay, I'm choosing Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back once again because it's the best Star Wars movie in the world.
I can't argue.
I'm gonna choose Battle of Hoth. Just overall, that whole battle sequence, I just felt like was incredible. Not to mention, we got a reference in that in Spider-Man. Civil War and the MCU. Well, Spider-Man did say it. So references, it's got that. Just overall battles, war. I just felt like it's one of the best out there for Star Wars. Battle of Hoth, Battle of Yavin, just all of those battle scenes are the ones that I remember the most. So I had to choose Battle of Hoth for this one.
Wait, was Battle of Hoth where after they were able to escape from it, Han cut open that thing to put Luke inside so he wouldn't die? That's it? Oh, yeah. Dakota, he's making it difficult. He's making it difficult, man. That Battle of Hoth's pretty dope. Pretty dope.
But does it beat the pod race?
Oh my good Lord Almighty!
Think about the pod race, though. How much cool you had the fucking Tusken Raiders doing sniping for God knows what reason, who are also trying to murder a small child.
Yes, everyone's trying to kill a baby. Like it's crazy.
Sand people. I guess the sand people.
Because the baby was so goddamn annoying.
That's true. That is true. I can't lie on that. He was pretty annoying.
Yippee! What the?
I was shooting too. I will say, I don't know, because now you said Battle of Hoth, AJ. You know a battle I immediately thought of. Remember when those cute, adorable Charmin bears?
Yeah, Endor.
Hey, I love that. Yeah, it was Endor.
Yeah.
And they're called Ewoks, sir.
No, I call them Charmin bears. They're Charmin bears to me because every time I see them,
well, they're not always walking around wiping their asses, so they're not Charmin bears.
But to be fair, in all those commercials, it only looks like the baby does it. It does not look like his mom and dad care as much.
I mean,
but okay, all right. So if I had to choose between the Hoth and the pod race,
it's not a difficult choice.
I gotta give you credit, AJ, because I told you had to come hard with your pick, and Hoth is a pretty good pick.
Just think of all the sounds, man. The ambient atmosphere, just the race sounds.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna go Battle of Hoth. I'm gonna go Battle of Hoth.
It's whack. You
I
guys are
have
whack.
to. They were able to take out the AT-ATs, and then seeing Han use a
A
lot.
disservice. And by the way, that was a victory for the Empire.
It was. No, it was.
Rebel scum.
It really was. But seeing Han use a lightsaber is always dope to me. That was super dope. That was super freaking dope. So it hurts me to say it, Dakota, but I am gonna go Battle of Hoth.
I refuse. I'm sorry. I do not accept your. Do not accept it.
Okay, then now he has to choose.
No. We're good. We can move on.
All right. All right. Cool. So I'll read the final list. We got number 10, I Am Your Father, AJ. Number 9, Higher Ground, AJ. Number 8, Kylo's entrance in Force Awakens. That was me. Number 7, Rogue One beach scene. That was me. Number 6, Battle of Hoth, AJ. Maul versus Qui-Gon versus Kenobi. That was me. Darth Vader in Rogue One, AJ. Gladiator scene, episode 1, Dakota.
Episode 2.
Oh, shit. It was 2.
It was Attack of the Clones, yeah.
Why'd I put 1? I don't know why I put 1. I'm sorry. Gladiator scene, episode 2, Attack of the Clones from Dakota. Han Solo, Carbonite. No one really fought me on that, which is surprising. So
It was a nice scene.
it was a pretty dope scene. And then the number 1 moment goes to Dakota with the Death Star blowing up, part 1, the OG, not the other stupid ones that came after.
Yeah.
That was a pretty dope list. I had fun with that list.
Yeah.
We can now move on to our final list of this episode, which is our top 10 best movie villains of Star Wars, excluding Darth Vader. I will start at number 10.
I mean, that's such a hard, such an oddly specific
Wait, hold on.
list.
I have a question. If we pick Tarkin, can we pick him from like books as well? Since he's still part of the movies?
No.
He's still included in the movies.
Oh, wait. Well, just don't say it. Like, don't say
I'm currently reading Tarkin right now, and it is
Tarkin is so good. Oh my god, it's so good.
Okay, if you pick Tarkin, I won't argue it. Just don't say it's from
Yeah.
then it excludes the whole thing we're doing here.
Yeah.
But what if my explanation has to do with the books?
I would then tell you it doesn't meet the parameters of the topic, AJ.
But it encompasses the movie character's life, so I mean,
Exactly.
not technically what
They're
we've
still
seen
all
on screen,
connected.
but there's still if it's used to fill in background information of a character we see on screen, I think that should be
I tell
allowed.
you what, I'll make it harder for you then, AJ. If your description
on.
comes from the book, it has to still be something we saw on screen.
God damn it. Okay, let's go.
All right,
Let's
I'll
go.
start it off. I don't care. I know it's gonna be a no all the way around, but I'm putting her up. I'm putting my homegirl Asajj Ventress at number 10.
I'm not going to disagree, honestly.
Yes.
She's a dope-ass character.
Asajj.
Not really from the movies, though, so she was in one movie.
Counts. It's still a movie. You guys' pick can be in one movie. It still count. It has been a movie, though. AJ, what do you say?
Of course, it's a yes for me. I'm just pissed.
Why?
I just wanted to go with Tarkin, but never mind.
I said you could go with Target.
But yes, Asajj is good. I like Asajj. Yes.
All right. AJ, what you got at number 9?
Kylo Ren.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't wait to make him number 1.
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
wanted to choose him before you did.
Oh no, you were right. I was pulling him out. Next go around, I was pulling him out. All right. Which Dakota? You said yes for Kylo Ren, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, what you got for number 8?
General Grievous.
Yeah. That's a yes for me, AJ.
Yep.
All right.
See, this is easy.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than we thought it was.
Oh, I got one. Yes.
Number 7, I'm going Count Dooku. I loved him in both.
Yeah.
The,
No one can pull off dope-ass pajamas like he can.
Exactly. But here's the thing. I loved him in the prequels, and I loved him in Clone Wars.
Yeah, I agree. I
Which,
like the look they gave him in Clone Wars.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
by the way, the voiceover for Dooku is something that is slept on when we talk about great voiceovers for that whole series.
Yeah.
He was
But it can't top Christopher Lee's actual portrayal, just because Christopher Lee is he's a literal legend.
I'm just saying, it was one
Not
of
a living legend, but a literal one.
It was just one of the great voiceovers of that that just doesn't get talked about enough. All right, Dooku for me. AJ, what you got at number 6?
Okay, I'm choosing my man, Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yes. I always loved Tarkin's
The way he demanded Vader in that scene, beautiful.
I will say,
release him.
One thing that almost made me say no to your Tarkin pick is that he should not have been in Rogue One. Like that was.
I mean, he had to be there for context, though.
Oh, fair enough, but
yeah,
how they utilized, like how he looked, was just
it was just slightly off. But you know what? Honestly, it didn't ruin it for me.
No, it didn't ruin it, but it was just like, yikes.
Like I don't want to look at you for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, like I can't.
I mean, we don't see him that much anyway, so.
Yeah, it's like you got to do something with your face, bud.
Yeah. I thought in Dakota, you could agree or disagree with me. I thought it would have impacted just as much if you had him still looking outside of the window.
Yeah.
When he was talking to him and all you heard was his voice.
Or you just see that faint like reflection of him. Like you don't need to see his full face. You could just see the reflection. Shit, Ran, remember when Godzilla came out and we only saw like 2 minutes of him in the entire movie? It still worked. It was still a dope-ass movie.
That pissed me off. I didn't like it at all.
I was fine with it.
I was fine with it too. It's better than the 98.
2 minutes? 2 minutes or just 2 minutes of Godzilla?
Oh, I'll never disagree that we deserve more than.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, what we got, I'm okay with.
Yeah,
when he atomic breath that friggin' thing's head off, that shit was so dope.
All right, what do you got for number 5, Dakota?
What do I have for number? Whom do I have for number 5?
Whom do
I have? And whom I have is someone you guys should not be at all surprised by. I'm picking
Jar Jar Binks.
because I'm not going to get to again or later because I know one of you guys are going to take him. So I'm going with Darth Maul.
Oh, damn it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. To me, doesn't matter who picks him, long as he makes the list.
Yes.
I wanted to pick him.
I wanted to pick Kylo, douche. All right, for number 4, I'm gonna go Palpatine.
Yeah.
Let's go Palpatine.
You know what? For a wrinkly old man, he's like one of the like longest living one. He's like, God, he is just the worst.
He is 100% the worst. Number 3, what you got, AJ? I can see it in your eyes. You're looking up Star Wars villains.
I am.
Specifically,
I'm trying to pick the most ridiculous Star Wars characters right now. I made no list at all. Actually, no, I don't need a list for this. I'm gonna choose Palpatine since we're allowed to use Palpatine.
Yeah, he just chose Palpatine.
Wait, we did? Yeah. I thought you said Darth Maul.
No, I said Darth Maul, and then he said Palpatine.
This is what happens when I don't listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, by the way, I don't know if you guys can see this. Hold on.
The pod race. Such a good scene.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Before we get copyrighted.
The Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, you know what? I do.
I'm going to choose Sarlacc pit.
Devouring one of the most supposed badass hunters in the world, and for making Lando make that amazing sound effect. Where he's like,
Who did you go with?
The Sarlacc.
Pit.
Wow.
I agree.
Oh no, never mind. I can't use that. Never mind.
Sarlacc pit, you said?
Yep.
And monster.
I guess that is a villain.
I mean, it's a bundle.
All right, what are you going for number 2, Dakota?
Number 2, best Star Wars non-villain.
No, villain.
No, best villain that's not Darth Vader.
Oh, right.
And I mean, we've taken all the good ones, so I'm gonna go with the fucking Wampa from Hoth. That shit was scary as shit.
Oh yeah.
The first
yeah.
time I saw that shit scared the hell out of me.
I got a
Because
better one.
everything was fine. He's like, "What's going on, girl? Do you smell something?" And then out of nowhere, he just fucking like, "Wah."
All right, for number one, I thought about this a lot. It was very difficult.
I disagree already.
I don't know. I honestly was
I
just.
disagree with your silence.
I was just gonna say Jabba the Hutt is
No,
Mm.
no,
Mm.
no,
All right. Then what do you got, AJ?
Saboba. Come on.
no.
Saboba
I
all the
hate
way.
Saboba. No, I
Come
can't
on.
give him number one.
The greatest villain in Star Wars history right there.
No,
Saboba.
Absolutely
no,
not.
negative,
Dakota, what do you have for number one?
negative. Who do I have? Boy, this is well. I'm trying to think here. What would be the best one? I can't say Purge Trooper or Inquisitors because we haven't fucking seen them yet in a movie. Shit.
You can say
Greatest
Darth Vader.
non-Star Wars or greatest villain that's not Darth Vader. I'll go with post Order 66 Clone Troopers. Is that too broad? Commander Cody after Order 66.
No. I don't count him.
No.
Okay, it's your turn, Juwaan.
All right. Gee. Oh, just go. What you call it? Damn. Why did I just forget his name? Boba Fett.
No.
No, he's not really a villain, honestly.
He was
He's
in
just
the
a
movie.
mercenary.
Yeah,
but
he
he's
was
not
the
a.
villain
He's
of
Exactly.
the villain in the movie.
He's just a mercenary, I would say.
He's not a good guy.
He's not a bad guy either.
He was trying to kill somebody. That's usually what a bad guy does.
Mm-mm.
I don't know, man.
The good guys kill a bunch of people. You still count them as
I
bad
got a
guys?
good one, honestly, that I think people can.
Well, it's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm choosing Watto.
My turn.
Huh?
I'm choosing Watto, the slave owner.
I mean, he's a literal slave owner.
Slave owner.
No.
What?
I mean,
How bad can you get? Come on, Juwaan.
I'm only saying
Come
no.
on.
I'm curious on what Dakota's is, but even if,
Yeah, at this point, I'm just saying no, just to see what else we can think of.
I was gonna say Phasma.
Wait, who'd you say?
Phasma.
Phasma.
No, I didn't see enough for Phasma to be a really good villain. No.
How about the traitor dude? The one that literally stood Finn down was like, traitor! I'll give that dude balls, man. He had balls to go against him.
I did think that dude was pretty dope. I just had somebody on top of my tongue, and I completely just lost it. Hold on. God damn. I didn't think this. We were
You
going.
know what? You know why we can't think of a number one? Because we know who number one is. It's fucking Vader.
Exactly. All right, hold on. Let's see if we can get a unanimous one, and if we can't, we ultimately will have to just secede it to Vader. I'll give it to what's his
Don't
name?
you dare give it to Snoke.
From Solo. No, hell no, I'm not giving it.
Okay. Dryden Voss?
Yeah, Dryden Voss. No, not saying he's the number one ever, but he should make it on this list.
We got I just saw him as Vision without the makeup. I mean, it was really weird. It's like Vision just stabbed a dude.
What do you have, AJ?
All right, this is gonna win for sure. Jar Jar Binks.
He's not a villain. He hasn't.
He is a villain. You said yourself.
I know he's. He look at.
He is a
until Disney comes out and says to me, comes to my house with a guy in a nice suit with a Disney World tie on, and he says, "I'm here to inform you that Jar Jar Binks has now been officially classified as a villain in Star Wars canon." Then I will believe you. Until then, like as much as I want him to be the ultimate villain, it's ultimately just speculation.
Right.
It's speculation.
It's more fan theory than it is faction.
It is.
I was joking with that pick.
Begrudgingly, I have to disagree.
Yeah. All right, what do you got, Dakota?
Who do I got from a movie? Oh, from a movie. God damn, I really wish we had a Thrawn movie because I'd really love to put Rook on there.
I would have chose
His little
Thrawn.
fucking sidekick. Yeah, Thrawn even. I would love to put Thrawn on there.
Baruch, yeah, he is good too.
Yeah. Rook is so dope. I remember in the books they made him sound so freaking terrifying.
He was
God.
so smart though. Just to
Look,
hang with
honestly,
Thrawn.
yeah,
he-
I can't come up with anything else. It has to go to Vader.
Hold on.
Wait, I'm gonna choose Sidious. I count Sidious
But
and
he's
Darth,
not.
and
No,
I count
Palpatine
them
is
as separate.
Sidious.
Just
You
like
can't.
Anakin and Darth Vader are separate, I count Sidious.
No, you can't do that because Palpatine was always Palpatine. There was never a light side of Palpatine.
Right. All
It
right.
was always Sidious.
I'm going Orson Krennic.
No.
All right, fine.
We gotta choose
I
one.
love his
We got-
performance, but no. I can't. I mean, no.
We can't. We gotta choose something at this point.
You stand here atop my creation.
I thought he deserved to be on this list.
He does very much. He deserves to be talked about. I do enjoy Krennic. He gave us so many good memes.
No, I'm gonna say yes to Krennic.
Hey!
I'm gonna say
Yay!
yes to Krennic.
Yeah. Okay, I agree.
Yay!
He was very enjoyable in that movie.
You let me
I
be
really
myself.
loved him.
But the true number one is Darth Vader.
Yeah.
100%. But I want to say this. I don't want anyone that when you guys watch this, when you our fans watch this, I don't want you guys to think number one is the number one in our opinion. It just happened to be the last one that we picked.
Yeah.
So
It's so funny. We said Krennic because if you see on Hayden Christensen's Wikipedia, he's also a farmer in real life, and someone posed that that sentence with Krennic saying, "Really, farming, man of your talents."
no, that's definitely true. All right,
Yes.
so top to bottom, here's what we got. Number 10, Asajj Ventress. Number 9, Kylo. Number 8, Grievous. Number 7, Dooku. Number 6, Tarkin. Number 5, Darth Maul. Number 4, Palpatine. Number 3, Sarlacc Pit Monster.
Yeah. Sarlacc Pit with monster.
With Monster.
Yes.
Number 2, the Wampa, which I'm still shocked that it made it on here.
Hey man, that Wampa was scary as shit.
It was pretty scary.
He was trying to save him. I'm gonna point that out. He was trying to save Luke.
Yeah, that's
He was gonna ask you to steal Monster Ball.
Good old Monsters Inc.
number 1. We're going Orson Krennic from Rogue One.
Oh, it's
Solid.
beautiful.
This is a solid list. Honestly, it was. But you know what this tells us more than anything? Star Wars has to do a better job with their villains in their movie universe.
Yeah.
Like for one, have
Snoke
more.
wasn't on there.
Yeah, Snoke was never gonna make it. But
No.
to me, have more. I feel as though it's like few far in between that we find really good villains in their movie universe.
I would like to have a Star Wars movie where we don't get another Death Star, another like a planet killing machine. Give us a good Sith that can fight multiple Jedi, and we'll be
Give us the Star Forge that can just produce like an infinite number of warships.
Time out. You know what I actually want to see? I want to see something a little bit more intimate. I want to see a movie where they're fighting for
God, not a Star Wars porno, please.
no, not intimate, sexual, intimate, like more personal. I would like them to be fighting
That might work actually.
planet. Fight over a planet, not necessarily a whole galaxy, over just a planet.
Give us a freaking Wookiee revolution story. Show when the Imperials are on Kashyyyk making them freaking slaves and show an uprising.
Wouldn't
Like,
mind that.
Aldo Era was on that planet. You've used him before. You can use him again.
But we already seen that in games.
Yeah, I know, but you want to? I'd love to see more Wookiees on screen.
To me, I look at it like this. When Marvel did Guardians, you look at it and you kind of go, those were the WTF characters of the MCU.
Yeah, it's the bottom of the barrel. It just happened to work.
Unless you read the comics, they had absolutely no value to your experience as a Marvel fan whatsoever. So I agree with you, Dakota. I view Star Wars the same way. If you got to get quote unquote bottom of the barrel just because it's new, it's fresh, it's never really been done, do it. Like, I don't want the next trilogy to be us going, they're taking us back to the original trilogy feel. It's the same thing.
God damn it! It's another Death Star. Oh look, it's an entire planetary system of Death Stars.
I mean, at that point, if you're in a galaxy, you kind of just look at it and go.
It's a galaxy of Death Stars.
I mean, if I was anyone within that galaxy and I saw one of the planets blow up, I just wouldn't care as much. I would go, it happens all the time, like every other two.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
like
not.
every
It's
30
not a
years.
threat anymore. After a while, it's
Well,
just like,
I mean,
oh,
it's a threat for the
okay.
people that die on the planet.
Yeah, but for the
everyone else,
audience, it's
who cares?
like with Force Awakens when they killed a star system, basically. Okay,
Yeah.
what's new?
And they didn't
Basically.
even go back to it. Like, they literally never
Yeah.
mentioned it after that.
That's a good point. They kind of were just like,
This is why we need to focus on the mythology of the Force itself, the Jedi, the Sith. I just feel like
Making movies shouldn't be a freaking pissing contest.
yeah, no, I agree with you on that. So,
moral of the story: Lucasfilm, get your shit together.
Yeah. Just get all your shit, get it together, and take it to the store.
I'm out. Let's be more specific. Lucasfilm, let Dave Filoni be in charge. That's it.
But don't put everything on Dave Filoni. I mean, he's
No,
only
no. If Kevin Feige does everything, give.
Well,
I
to be
don't
fair,
wanna-
Kevin Feige has a team.
Yeah, I
And-
don't want to break Dave Filoni.
Hey, look, Kevin Feige just signed on to oversee comics, cartoons, toys, merchandising, movies, theme parks.
Okay, he's also had a string of hits. Star Wars has not had a string of hits yet.
Yeah, but it's not. It's
Make
not just
one
Kevin.
good
It's not just Kevin
cohesive
Feige.
series and then build off that.
It's not just Kevin. It's his whole team.
Yeah.
Their team works perfectly together.
Yeah, but AJ,
Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy and her team, they don't work together well at all.
no, but that's my point. We said this 2 weeks ago. Kathleen Kennedy teaming with Dave Filoni is the perfect team. You have someone that understands Star Wars and someone who can make Star Wars a shit ton of money. They'd be a great team. The problem is Kathleen Kennedy keeps working with everyone outside of Dave Filoni when it comes to these movies. Only talk to Dave. That's it. Talk to Dave. That's what every Disney meeting should be when they go, what do we want to do new about Star Wars? And it's like Kathleen, and it's like, oh, I can't speak without Dave. Sorry, can someone get Dave on the phone? That's how every meeting should go. And Dave should go, whatever Kathleen told y'all before she called me, no. Let me send you guys an email, and then we'll get started on it. But that's how I view it. Kathleen Kennedy deserves to be there. She's made Star Wars a lot of money since she's been there.
Yeah.
She just should not be in control of creative. Creative is just something that's out of her grasp. Bring in Dave for that. That's what I'm saying. And if that means it breaks them, hey, we get good movies. Break them. Break them, man.
I don't even think he'll break. He loves Star Wars so damn much.
Wait, time
Like
out.
Kevin
Time out,
Feige.
AJ, this is when you know Dave Filoni breaks, is when you start seeing photos and interviews and there's no hat. That lets you know that we gotta call somebody. We gotta check on Dave Filoni. Is when there's no hats. No hats, emergency happening. All right. This was a great episode. We failed our fandom. We told them that we would have a fan cast for
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
we
I
definitely
need to work on that article.
So let's get to work on that, because I do know a lot of people that were interested in seeing what our fan cast would be.
Mhm.
And Dakota did like the video. He saw the full cutscenes. He did say he enjoyed it. So we can have fun with that. Fan casting, we only are fan casting the characters that we see in those cutscenes.
Okay.
No one else. Like, we're not bringing in new characters. Only what we see in those. I call Darth Malgus. I want to fan cast Darth Malgus, and I'm definitely making them.
Oh, I thought we were all just choosing them all, and then we'll decide which one was better.
Perfect. We'll
Yeah.
do it like we did this. We'll do it like
Okay.
perfect. All right, so stay tuned, guys. We're gonna be having some fan castings coming, book breakdowns coming. At some point, I think we should wait until the whole Mandalorian series is over, the docu-series
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
air, and then we review it as one. Only because if we did it weekly, it kind of takes away from doing fun stuff like this. So we'll dedicate a whole episode to it. But guys, again, we say this all the time. Not only do we want you to like, subscribe, comment, hit the subscribe button, we also want you guys to tell us, what do you want us to talk about? Do you want us to do, we see comicbook.com has been doing watch parties. Do you want us to do a watch party for Star Wars?
That'll be cool.
I I am, fingers crossed, I don't even know if I should say this, but fingers crossed, I am planning a watch party with a director for a pretty big movie. So hopefully that pans out. But I would love for us to do a watch party for Star Wars, get like Freddie Prinze involved, Sam Witwer involved, Ashley Eccleston involved. Get everyone that we know.
I would not leave Sam Witwer alone. I would just keep talking to him.
If Sam Witwer came on Zoom with us while we were doing a watch party,
So tell me what it was like to work on The Mist.
I would pause it every 5 seconds to go, Sam, can I just ask you? And he'd be like, can we watch the movie? And I'm like, we don't care about the movie, Sam. We're here for you. So clearly Sam Witwer would block us after that. But anyway, we had a great time making our 2 top 10 lists of best movie moments in Star Wars history and best movie villains, not including Darth Vader.
Let's do Legends next. Legends.
All right, we'll do Legends next because these guys really wanted to.
Oh yeah, I've got some shit.
So we'll do Star
not sand this time, I promise.
We'll see. I tell you what, we'll see what we're gonna do for next week. If we can get this watch party going, we'll try for that. If not, then we'll do Legends, and we'll do the fan casting, and we'll move on from there. But this is a great episode. We had a lot of fun. We argued as we always did, but in the end, it's all one with the Force. So AJ, I want to thank you. Dakota, I want to thank you also. Had a lot of fun with you guys. Thank you so much. And as always, may the Force be with you.
Always.